With the Catalyst League a few days away and the relic tiers finally revealed, here's the best choice for each tier. For tier 1, it is without a doubt Excavator. Animal Wrangler is nice with the improved catch rate, but the auto-cook is found through archaeology relics, and Hunter isn't an important skill. Divine Woodcutter, firemaking and woodcutting are once again not too important, and the divination is nice, but you will get a memory dowser or the divine conversion relic through archaeology, and have no issues with that. Excavator, due to it being mining and smithing and archaeology, is the most important by far, especially since archaeology holds some of the most powerful buffs in the game, and goes all the way to 120, and is a very slow skill on Iron Men. For tier 2, do not pick 5-finger discount. Otherwise, Golden Footed is a solid choice, but you will probably want Double Surge Codex, which would need you to train the skill regardless. Farming Frenzy seems like the best choice here. Tier 3 doesn't matter too much. I don't recommend Fairy's Flight, as with tier 6 Perfection you will have infinite fairy rings and spirit trees. Voidwalker is nice, but you can get the jewellery yourself, and Assassin's Insight does provide some teleports unique to the relic, so that would be my choice, but I can see people taking Voidwalker. For tier 4, this is one of the harder choices. Production Master is very solid, especially saving time when training production skills such as Herblore. Rejuvenated I wouldn't recommend, as there aren't good enough choices in the previous tiers personally, but it can have some niche potential. And Clue Connoisseur, we don't know how important clues will be, but you can already do more than 20 elites an hour in RuneScape 3 as an example, and the rate at which you obtain clues doesn't appear to have been buffed, so I would take this if you really enjoy clues or if you want all of the points obtainable in the league. Otherwise, Production Master might be your better bet. Tier 5 is a personal choice. Whichever style you prefer using the most, or whichever style you are playing the league to learn, would be the optimal choice here in my opinion. That being said, do not pick the range relic unless you desperately want to learn ranged, as it does effectively nothing when compared to the effects the other relics get you. With that said, the melee relic does have the best buffs in this tier, but it's not for everyone. Any of the relics here are a solid choice and up to personal opinion, which is the complete opposite of tier 6. Do not take Banker's Note. You may be tempted if you come from old school, however in RuneScape 3 it is not that useful. We already have teleports to all bosses via War's Retreat, and we have almost infinite sustain in those bosses, so there is no need to have access to a bank during any boss encounters. On top of that, all your ores and your archaeology materials will already be banked automatically for you, and for any skills or items you still wish to have teleported to banks, porters fill that perfectly. Meanwhile, Perfection provides infinite divine charges, infinite components and gizmos, allowing you best in slot invention perks for everything possible, plus improved perk chance, meaning a buff to combat. It is an obvious choice. Last but certainly not least, tier 7. I would personally say this comes down to how skilled you are at the game and what you want out of the league. If you're new to the game or not confident in combat and want to learn some of the endgame bosses, Everlasting Faith is a solid choice. The sheer amount of defensive utility offered from it is such a handicap that it will allow almost any player to do high-end PvM content. That being said, if you're confident in your skills, Ascension is a very fun, very powerful choice, and buffs all combat styles quite a lot, while Specialist is exceptionally good if you are using a combat style with a lot of spec weapons, and you know how to use them well. I can say no doubt this will provide some absolutely ridiculous moments in PvM. That being said, aside from tier 1 and tier 6, these are all up to personal opinion, and feel free to choose what you want. If you personally are going to pick different relics, then please feel free to leave a comment below.